Good morning, my esteemed viewers. Today, I want to do a small demo of my conversational AI on policy document automation or any form of document. So we expect that this solution will remove manual searching, looking for pages, looking for a specific word or statement that address your need. So this is the AI N8 N workflow that I designed for this. There are two. You can see where upload is the churning of the content is done to a vector database and the chatting model that responds to the conversation of it. So what we are expected is just a small workflow that enable users and let me say a custodian of organizational policy to upload any content that maybe there's a new update, policy on handbook, policy on internal audit, compliance. They should be able to upload it so that HRO or whoever that is in custody will not continue to repeat itself. Onboarding of a new staff, for instance, the new staff want to know the policy of the organization concerning maybe health matter, concerning cars and all the rest. So the whoever that is in custody of it should not continue to repeat itself because that same thing you are trying to say can be said in so many ways based on your mood. So, but with this AI, you are expected to get an accurate response with speed. Even the new user that is interested in such documentation, you don't need to flip through all the pages before you can get the exact item that speaks to your inquiry. So that is what we try to automate here. So what are the benefits? Automated document ingestion. So it means you bring document in PDF form, in a Word document, you upload it directly and the AI automatically digest it and inject it to a vector database that will now put interaction on top. So real time, it's almost real time update. I run a cron job that maintain this workflow. At an interval of maybe 5 minutes, the workflow is triggered, which means if you upload a document, just give it within 5 minutes, you will see it come up and we are good to go. Scalable document handling. You don't, in short, very large, you can upload large files. Though for the purpose of this demo, we trimmed the number of, the amount of the file that you can upload. The response rate is very fast as well. So maintenance, architecture, and all of them. So I will take us to the environment where I will do the demo proper. So let's have a look at it. Okay, this is first. This is my OneDrive environment. If you look at what is here now, just a few items, about 3 items are here. To start with, a policy owner or whoever can come. And this is an environment where you can upload a file. It's a .NET API endpoint. I can come here with this URL. It's public. Let me give it a try. Can say, let me upload a file. I come to this, okay, let me look at a file that I can use, document I can use. It's for that, for a document I can quickly use. So I have these are documents I want to upload. Let me be interested on, let me take this remote work collaboration. For instance, if you check here, if you check the repo, if you check the repo just now, okay, you check the repo, okay, cannot move. Okay, let me try to upload this because it wasn't there just now. If I upload it, let me pick this and upload. So you can see it's just a summary of the metadata. So let's go to the OneDrive environment. You can see there's nothing on that here. You can see this remote work collection is now there. Let me open it and let's see the content quickly. Okay, you can see this is just the expectation, remote work, and the collaboration guidelines. So let me now move to, okay, I have uploaded this. What do I need to do next? The workflow now, this is the workflow. It's expected to run. Once it runs, it will have been, it will now be pushed to the vector database. So let me go to, before then, before running it, let me go to the chat to copy the URL. This is the chat. This is where we are going to be communicating with the document. I paste it here. Okay. This is what we can use to chat. This is equally public. So let me run this workflow manually, because it's supposed to trigger based on what we're having here. This is where I'm using Cron-Job to manage, which means every 5 minutes, it should trigger that workflow to run. Though, in addition to that, there's this trigger too. This scheduler trigger is supposed to trigger every 5 minutes. So there are two things that can make it work to ensure that it doesn't fail at any particular time. So let me run it so that we'll not waste much time here. Otherwise, if we look at the time of execution, you can see the interval with which it's running. Let me run it manually so that we can see the content that we are chatting with. Let me go back to the editor. You can see the workflow is running. See, it's in the vector environment now, where it's injecting it into the database. Let's wait for this to quickly run and finish. You can see the number of items. If you look at this place, you are seeing 4 items there, which means you're actually seeing the content in that folder. So it's still running. Just a few minutes. You can see it's at the level of the vector, time code vector database right now, which we are equally expected to set up. There are so many tools involved. Let's wait for it to finish. So we can see that the upload is going, the ingestion is going. So the workflow has run successfully, which means this information is now in the Pine database. Like I did before, I copied the URL from the chat, which I pasted here. Okay, let me copy it again. Where's the URL? Okay, this is the URL that is public, that is in public, that we can use to chat with this document. Paste it here. Okay, if you look at the content of what we uploaded just now, it's remote work. Remote work. Let me just chat with it. Okay, remote work. What is remote work? Let me say our remote work. Our remote work. I can just leave it like this. A policy. You just search for remote work. It should be able to go to that vector database and bring whatever we are expecting. So it's trying to do that. Let's wait for the outcome to come out. You can see the output here. It says here are the key guidelines to remote work and collaboration. You can see expectation, maintain clear communication, and the rest. And if we check the document uploaded, is the same. You can see remote work and collaboration expectations, which is the same thing that the chat is bringing. So this is just a conversational AI trying to automate our documents for a direct information whenever it is needed. So this is just a summary of what I've been trying to say today. So now, what are the tools that were deployed for this solution? Let me start from the render.com. The render, this way I set up the N8N workflow. If you can see my project here, you can see the N8N with they have the environment variables that were equally set up for them. So after which I move to the N8N again, where the workflow is residing. Then the cron job, this is what I use in running it so that it will not time out. Every 15 minutes it goes, but by default, every 5 minutes, whatever you uploaded should be shipped through this place. But sometimes we could encounter over usage because these are free tools like the Pine Code Vector. Now there's maximum you can take for a day. The same thing goes with the embedding tool, the Gemini embedding tools. So they are free ones. When it's we are deploying fully, there should be a paid version of all these things. And once you have a paid version, you won't have any usage issue in terms of volume per day and per month at the end of the day. So these are just the the summary of the walkthrough. So thank you for your time, and I hope we can build a good one that